Welcome back to Official Black Wall Street, the largest award-winning platform connecting you to the best in Black-owned products and services. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on any of our content. Nottoway Plantation, the largest surviving antebellum mansion in the South, was destroyed by fire. Within hours, the internet erupted. Some mourning the loss of a, quote, historic treasure, while others expressed relief that a monument to slavery and white supremacy had finally fallen. The polarized reactions exposed a deeper divide in how America remembers its past and whose stories are centered in that remembrance. One social media user remarked, "It's a sick thing that in the United States, literal torture and human trafficking sites are used for weddings." Another user exclaimed, "I will never understand why plantations are romanticized and not given the same respect like Auschwitz. It's just weird behavior." Built in 1859, the estate was the largest remaining antebellum mansion in the South before its destruction. While its 53,000 square feet and 64 rooms have long drawn fascination, the full history of Nottoway Plantation cannot be told without the lives and labor of the Black people enslaved there who made the owner's prosperity possible. Yet the property, which eventually turned into an event venue and resort, honored 11 trees by name, but not the 155 enslaved people who built and sustained it. Here's what we know about the plantation and the enslaved people so far. John Hampton Randolph, a wealthy sugar planter originally from Virginia, commissioned the construction of Nottoway at the age of 42. A father of 11, the businessman oversaw the creation of the 64-room mansion, with the explicit goal of displaying his wealth and dominance in Louisiana's plantation aristocracy. At the height of his enterprise, he enslaved 155 African Americans, those who made his prosperity possible. Nottoway boasted features that were extravagant for its time: 22 massive square columns, 12 hand-carved Italian marble fireplaces, and a 15.5-foot ceiling on the main floor. Its, quote, white ballroom, famously outfitted in all-white furnishings and finishes, exemplified the Randolphs' obsession with luxury. But just steps away in the plantation quarters were scenes of hard labor and daily survival. According to the 1860 U.S. Federal Census slave schedules, Randolph owned 155 enslaved people, making him one of the largest slaveholders in Louisiana. While these records did not list the names of those enslaved, they provide details such as age, sex, and racial classification. The majority were likely field hands who cultivated the sugar cane that powered Randolph's wealth. Others were artisans, domestic workers, blacksmiths, cooks, and nursemaids. The plantation had 42 cabins arranged in an area known as the quarters, where enslaved individuals and families lived. Randolph constructed a medical area, bathhouse, and a multi-purpose area that operated as a church on Sundays and a nursery during the week. These structures, while painted as benevolent by some post-war narratives, were not built out of humanitarian concern, comfort, or dignity, but basic facilities designed to maximize the productivity of enslaved laborers and maintain the operation of the plantation. The medical area, not a hospital by today's standards, likely a small cabin for basic medical attention. This helped preserve the labor force and prevent disease from spreading through the quarters. The bathhouse, again rudimentary, meant to promote sanitation and reduce illness in dense living quarters. Poor hygiene could lead to outbreaks that would affect productivity. The nursery and chapel building, On Sundays, it was used for religious services, often led by white supervisors or pro-slavery preachers. During weekdays, it was used to keep enslaved children while their mothers worked. Women enslaved at Nottoway likely carried the double burden of working in the fields and raising children under the constant threat of separation and abuse. Children were put to work at early ages, and elders often served as caretakers or laborers until they could no longer perform. These cabins are often referenced in plantation materials as signs of Randolph's supposed progressiveness or paternalism. But historians caution against romanticizing them. They were tools of control and economic exploitation, not kindness. As the Civil War approached, Randolph made the calculated decision to relocate approximately 200 enslaved individuals he owned across all of his holdings to his Texas properties to avoid Union troops and preserve his, quote, assets to continue cotton production. He left his wife and children at Nottoway, hoping that the estate would be spared from Union destruction. Remarkably, the mansion survived the war, though it was temporarily occupied by Union troops. In 1863, Randolph fled Louisiana, and by the end of the war, emancipation brought a seismic shift to Nottoway. Tragically, no comprehensive records or databases have yet emerged documenting the names or descendants of the 155 enslaved African Americans at Nottoway. Unlike some plantations that kept detailed slave inventories or post-war Freedmen's Bureau contracts, Nottoway's archival trail is sparse. Given the fire that destroyed the mansion in 2025, any remaining personal records that may have been held on site are presumed lost. Historians continue to search for fragments that may shed a light on the individuals and identities of those who lived and worked at Nottoway. As of today, their names remain largely unspoken in public history. For years, Nottoway operated as a plantation-themed tourist attraction, wedding venue, and resort. Critics, including historians and descendants of the enslaved, argued that the site sanitized slavery and glorified the opulence of the Randolphs, while minimizing the suffering and systemic exploitation of the Black enslaved laborers who provided them with that wealth. The true story of Nottoway is not just one of architectural achievement, but of loss and erasure. Behind every polished floorboard or ornament chandelier were the hands of enslaved men, women, and children whose names history failed to record, but whose lives shaped that mansion's very foundation. The 2025 fire, which gutted the main mansion, ignited new conversations about how such spaces should be remembered, especially given that the property honored 11 trees by name, but not the 155 enslaved people who built and sustained it. Where do you stand? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content celebrating Black excellence and Black ownership. If you're a Black founder or an aspiring Black entrepreneur, head to founders.obws.com or hit the link in our description box to apply to join the premier community of visionary Black founders and aspiring entrepreneurs. Don't forget that it's always a good time to buy Black. Head to obws.com or click the link in the description box where you can discover thousands of Black-owned products and services you can shop today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.